So as you may know, I've been trying to get fit recently because of course I do racing these days, and the easiest way to get fit is this man's face right here. This man, if you're not familiar, Gary Gensler, bit of a prick. Now Gary makes for an awfully good punching bag because at the same time he's trying to stop Bitcoin's ETF being approved, despite the previous SEC chair, Jay Clayton, saying that of course the Bitcoin ETF should be approved. There's no good reason to reject it. So if you're ever wondering, a good fitness tip, put a picture of Gary Gensler on a boxing bag and go to work. And now we've got that out of the way, time to get down to serious business. The price of Bitcoin is currently $30,595. It's been a bit of an up and down day. It's been a bit all over the place. This is only the 5-minute chart for Bitcoin. You can see went all the way up to $31,000, all the way down here to $30,000 again, then all the way back up to like $30,800, and then back down to where it is right now, around $30,596. So not that bad, not amazing. Now, what's going on in the world of crypto right now is pretty interesting because it's just gonna start eating up. You can see that we've been in this trading range for a while now. At some point soon, we are going to break out of this range, and when we break out of that range, the price is either gonna go up a lot or down a lot. In terms of when we can expect that big move to occur, there is kind of two times when you would expect that big move to occur. The first would be in approximately 14 days' time when the CME has the, well, not CME, I always say CME because it's on this sodding website. The FOMC has their next rate hike meeting in 14 days and 21 hours. Currently, a 92% chance of a rate hike, which is one of the things that's holding back the price of Bitcoin right now. Of course, Bitcoin doesn't like it when there is a rate hike because generally that strengthens the dollar. But one of the key important things to point out right now is the dollar is about to lose that level of support that it's been toying with for a little while, and that could be a huge bullish catalyst for Bitcoin throughout the course of the next week. Now, in terms of how I'm positioning myself, I don't know if this page is going to refresh and pop up with my current open trade. I think it probably will, so we'll just give it a second to refresh. There we go. $32,000 profit on this trade right now. This is the Bitcoin trade from $29,195, and it's currently worth $748,000. It's a 77x trade. Like, it's not really 77x, it's cross 77x. It's really not using all that much margin, to be honest, because that's why you use that much leverage, to reduce the amount of margin, especially when you're in a serious amount of profit on a particular trade. If I'm to go over to the daily chart on this particular one, I'll be able to show you where this, I mean, actually, this trade was opened at $25,000. I just averaged and scaled into it when the price had pumped. So I actually entered this trade here, and then when the price got up to these levels, I've since bought in at these levels in anticipation of another rise to the upside, in anticipation of some good news fairly soon. Again, pointing out, look, if there's no rate hike that comes, that is going to make the markets go absolutely scatty. Price of Bitcoin is going to go mental. Important things to point out right now, of course, would be the Dow Jones index has undone all of its losses from the previous day's drop down, much like Bitcoin has undone pretty much all of its losses from the previous day's drop down. If you want a good indicator for the crypto markets right now, the Dow Jones index is fantastic. Bitcoin is following the Dow Jones pretty much side by side. If we to go over to the price of Bitcoin and compare it, you can see here, this is the same chart, same 5-minute chart. When the Dow Jones drops, Bitcoin drops. When the Dow Jones rises again, Bitcoin has been rising. If I load the Dow Jones up again, you can see very, very similar. Same for S&P 500. Again, the S&P 500 has pretty much undone all of its losses. The Bitcoin is very much following the stock market right now. But I guess the price of Ethereum has also been flagging. It's been struggling still. You can see that Ethereum's Bitcoin value is yet to bounce. And at some point, it's gonna bounce. And the altcoin challenge that I've got open here, currently worth 38,600. Like, honestly, the value of this challenge is not true. I've never done an altcoin challenge where I've either not lost all of the money or not made a bunch of money. This is the first time where I've been at break even for 2 months. Strange. Something's gonna happen. It's either gonna go up or it's gonna go down. My expectation is it goes up because of all of the bullish catalysts in the market. And one of those key bullish catalysts right now is about Coinbase, to be honest. So Coinbase stock price has defied the bears and has almost doubled since the SEC sued Coinbase. Coinbase share price has risen 98% since the $46.43 low set on the 6th of June after they were sued by the SEC. This is a big twos up to the SEC, and much like my little twos up to Gary Gensler at the start of today's video, it's going pretty well. And at the same time as that, of course, we are expecting this next Bitcoin ETF to be approved. The next Bitcoin ETF probably will be approved because Jay Clayton, I mean, if you follow Crypto Saving Expert and you follow the Twitter profile, you'll have probably seen the video by now of Jay Clayton. If you scroll down, I'll click on the videos tab on Twitter, it'll come up. But essentially, Jay Clayton, we've posted it, the interview, says that the Bitcoin ETF should be approved. There's no good reason why it shouldn't be approved. And for that reason, it's a very, very, very bullish catalyst to have in the market right now. Again, Grayscale protests the SEC approval of a leveraged Bitcoin futures ETF. Grayscale has filed a letter with the US Court of Appeals stating that a recently approved leveraged Bitcoin ETF is riskier to investors than a spot Bitcoin ETF, and thus a spot Bitcoin ETF should be approved, not a leveraged one. Again, it doesn't make sense why they're approving leveraged ones and not spot ones, but, you know, that's the SEC, always protecting you. Finally, cross-chain protocol ixlr partners with Microsoft. I'm very pleased to see this because I'm an early investor in ixlr. I've not actually checked on the price of ixlr. Let's check on the price of ixlr right now, ixlr, and see what the price of ixlr is doing, because I've not checked on the price of this since I invested in it. It's currently got a fully diluted market cap of $388 million. You see, this is where the money's at. Look, when this kind of stuff really starts taking off, look at the price of this coin. ixlr started at $1.10. That Coinbase news, yeah, it caused it to pump up a little bit, or rather, it pumped up very significantly, and it immediately dropped back down in price. Like, it had this huge pump up on the news, and then immediately dropped back down in price. This is one of the things that you should be looking at right now. I'm not saying you should go out and buy some, absolutely not. Just do whatever you think is the right thing to do. But in terms of my portfolio, I think at a guesstimate, I hold about $35,000 of it. So not a significant amount, but it does make up a small portion of my overall portfolio. So I hold some. So I just thought I'd point that one out. Yeah, in terms of Bitcoin trades right now, of course, I'm long on the price of Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going to do pretty gosh darn well, $30,602. In terms of the levels of which we need to watch for the price breakout, that would be the level here of approximately $31,050. We break that level, to be honest, we're yet to close any kind of serious candle above that level. We close a 4-hour candle above $31,000. We're in the clear. And to be honest, we're only $400 away from that level. So the likelihood of it happening seems increasingly more likely. You'll see these big moves. You know, these big moves, these big like whoop-pow and then whoop-pow. These big moves that have been happening on the price of Bitcoin recently. Essentially, what that's doing is it's wiping out short positions, it's wiping out long positions, it's wiping out the over leverage. Because when Bitcoin starts really ramping up and really starting to, I mean, just look at this right now. So this is what happens. So over the past 24 hours, $16.48 million of Bitcoin longs have been liquidated. That's fascinating. Same goes for Ethereum. $6 million of Ethereum longs have been liquidated. The requirement to wipe out long positions before breaking a high is pretty important because you don't want too much leverage in that market. It becomes too volatile. And that's just been what's happening. The price has been darting upwards, trapping people in longs at the highs, jumping back to the downside, and just doing this over and over and over again. For me, it's something that I've seen time and time again in pretty much every start of a bull market. You see this like whoop-pow, whoop-pow, and these whoop-pows, they are just liquidation events. That's the whole point of them. The whole point of them is to wipe people out of the market, the over-leveraged, and then it pumps. You ever been in one of them situations whereby you've entered a trade, you've been liquidated, and then boom, it shoots to the moon? I know I've been in plenty of them because the exchanges, they see your trades, they go stop hunting. The market makers on the exchange see your trades, they go stop hunting. It generates fees, it generates revenue. So there is an incentive for exchanges to wipe out those over-leveraged trades because they can make money from it. So even though if Bitcoin should have broken above a level, it might not necessarily break above that level on the first, second, or third attempt because of that. And that's what's been happening to the price of Bitcoin right now. So every time Bitcoin gets up to $31,500, it's shot down immediately. That's because of all those trapped long positions. If you look here, trapping the longs, trapping longs, trapping the longs, liquidate them. Trap the longs, trap the longs, trap the longs, liquidate them. That's essentially what's happening here. Because at the same time, this is not massive amounts of selling pressure that's happening on these drops to the downside. If anything, the drops to the downside are people just selling their long positions. If you think about it, when you sell your long position, you drop in the coins back onto the market. And if everyone drops the coins at the same time, that triggers a mass liquidation event. That triggers a huge price dump. And that triggers a massive buying opportunity for some whale that knows that that's going to happen, but they're buying on the spot markets. They're not buying on the derivative markets. That's why we're not seeing the price of Bitcoin breaking out above those levels that we've been trading at for a while. And it's why I'm very, very bullish on the price of Bitcoin. Ethereum, yeah, I'm bullish on it, but I don't know. I feel like it could just wick down a little bit lower, test this low here, complete the inverse head and shoulders pattern, and then bounce to the upside. When Ethereum starts bouncing in terms of its Bitcoin value, the altcoin market is going to take off. And when the altcoin market takes off, that gets pretty exciting. If we're to check in on the price of XTP and see how that's been performing, been flatlining here a little bit. Trading volume has dropped off just a little bit, but you can see here, buy side's volume, very, very solid and strong. Weak on the sell side, you can see a lot of diminished orders. There's a couple of big ones here, but apart from those couple of big ones, really no resistance in the charts right now. I'm excited for what's to come. Again, keep your eye on the main channel this week. Something will come, and yeah, hopefully we'll see some price action as well. There's a lot of exciting things coming, and again, I've mentioned there's an interview. I filmed the interview with the TAP CEO. That will be coming fairly soon. I apologize on the delay on that one. It's because I was in America and I left the video on this computer. So yeah, just need to get it edited and then I can get it posted. So that's gonna come out. You'll get to find out all these extra exciting things that are coming on the TAP application. All these major developments have been made, and yeah, overall markets are looking pretty healthy right now, and pretty excited to see what's going on. Another coin that I'm interested in right now is this one right here, Alliance Block. It's been trading particularly well over the course of the past however long now. Just looks decent. I know it's a strong sell there on the 1 minute, but I don't know what it says here. If we go over to the, hang on, my mouse is upside down. No, it's not. There we go. Let's go over to the, on the more tab here, click on the 4 hour. What's it saying? Neutral on the 4 hour. What about if we go over to the weekly? It's saying buy on the weekly. I mean, but if you look at pretty much any altcoin right now, all altcoins say buy on the weekly. So on that note, guys, market looks good. Have that long-term mentality. Ignore what that prick GENSLER has got to say, and go and put a picture of him on a boxing bag and get fit. So yeah, on that note, guys, thank you all for watching today's video. Forgot to ask at today's video start, but let's try and get one like, let's try and get one comment, and I will see you in the next video. Subscribe, like, click on the trading tutorial on screen right now, and learn to trade as well, so you can go make money yourself. So have a great day. See you in the next video. Goodbye.